What scares me most is how easily a lack of understanding can turn into real damage. I didn't wake up one day wanting to do something wrong. I didn't plan to cross lines. I didn't think of myself as someone capable of hurting others. And yet, looking back with adult eyes, I see how dangerous that mindset was. There are moments when I wonder if growth itself is part of the punishment, because now that I understand, now that I see clearly, the weight feels unbearable. The knowledge doesn't free me, it chains me to who I used to be. I try to remind myself that I would never repeat those mistakes, that I have changed, that I'm more aware, more responsible, more careful. But my mind doesn't always accept that. It keeps dragging me back, asking the same cruel question in different forms. Does change erase harm? Or does it simply make you more aware of it? Some nights, I lie awake imagining what forgiveness would even look like, not from others, but from myself. Would it mean letting go of the shame? Would it mean accepting that I was once deeply flawed without believing that I still am? Or does forgiving myself mean disrespecting the pain that my actions caused? I don't have answers. All I have is the constant conflict between who I was and who I'm trying to become. Maybe this guilt is my mind's way of making sure I never repeat those mistakes again. Or maybe it's fear. Fear that no matter how much I grow, my past will always define me more than my present. All I know is this: I'm tired of feeling like I deserve lifelong punishment for ignorance I can never undo. I'm tired of waking up every day already ashamed. And I'm terrified that if I can't learn how to forgive myself, I'll stay trapped in this mental prison forever, watching life pass me by, just like in that dream where I didn't matter anymore. And that's the part that hurts the most. The dream alone would have been painful enough, but reality added salt to the wound. Later that same day, a friend of mine came over with his mother. Casual conversation turned into updates about my ex. They mentioned seeing her around town, happily riding her scooty, enjoying her life like nothing ever went wrong. Smiling, free, at peace. Hearing that destroyed me, because it confirmed the fear I try not to think about, that she's happy without me, that she's moved on, that she might already be committed to someone else, and that I'm the only one still stuck in the past, replaying mistakes while everyone else keeps living. That realization hurt more than anger ever could. I'm not writing this because I want sympathy. I'm writing this because I don't know how to forgive myself. Because no matter how much I've grown, no matter how much I've learned, my past keeps whispering that I don't deserve peace. So I'm left with the same unanswered question. If you truly regret who you were, if you understand your mistakes and would never repeat them, does that make you worthy of redemption? Or are some mistakes heavy enough to follow you for the rest of your life? And since that morning, I haven't been able to shake the feeling that I'm standing still while everyone else keeps moving forward. I analyze my past the way a judge would examine evidence, over and over again, searching for some final verdict. Some days I tell myself I was young, ignorant, emotionally underdeveloped. Other days, that explanation feels like a weak excuse I don't deserve to use. I kept asking myself the same questions over and over again. Why didn't I stop sooner? Why didn't I listen? Why did I think my intentions mattered more than reality? I never wanted to hurt anyone. That thought used to comfort me, until I realized that intent doesn't erase impact. You can cause pain without meaning to. You can cross lines without fully understanding them. And ignorance doesn't undo consequences. Some days my mind becomes my worst enemy. It tells me I don't deserve forgiveness, that I should be punished forever for the person I used to be, that I'm no different from someone who knowingly causes harm, even though I never intended to. I look at myself now and feel disconnected from that version of me. I've changed. I've learned. I see the world differently, and yet the shame refuses to leave. It follows me into quiet moments, into sleepless nights, into every attempt at self-reflection. I don't just regret my actions. I regret the pain I caused my family. My parents trusted me. My sister looked up to me, and I broke that image with my carelessness. Even if nothing physical happened, boundaries were crossed, and trust was damaged. That truth hurts more than anything. And then, last night, or maybe early this morning, something small shattered me completely. I had a dream about my ex-girlfriend. In the dream, she was on the phone, laughing, sounding genuinely happy. Her voice didn't carry any sadness, any hesitation, any trace of me. When our paths crossed, she didn't even notice me. It was like I was invisible, like I never mattered at all. I woke up around 5 a.m. with my heart racing. Our parents tried to stop it. They warned us. They told us it wasn't right. But we didn't listen. We believed we knew better. I followed rules in other parts of my life. I never smoked, never drank, never touched drugs, because my parents taught me those things were wrong. But no one ever sat me down and explained how serious age differences really are, or how ignorance doesn't protect you from causing harm. And the worst part? The relationship didn't end quickly. It continued for years. Time passed. We grew older, and somehow, instead of stopping and reflecting, I kept going, dragging my immaturity forward with me. By the time I was 23 and she was 19, the damage had already been done, and my guilt had quietly taken root. But that wasn't my last mistake. When I was 18, I crossed another line. One that still haunts me to this day. I emotionally cheated on her with a married woman from our neighborhood. She was older, someone everyone treated like an older sister. Nothing physical happened, but emotionally, I betrayed trust in a way I can never justify. I didn't just hurt one person. I hurt my parents, I hurt my sister, and I hurt someone who trusted me when I didn't deserve it. I was careless, immature, selfish. And now, years later, I'm the one left holding the consequences. And the question that keeps me awake at night is simple and terrifying. Do mistakes made in ignorance still define who you are forever? What hurts the most is that time didn't stop just because I started feeling guilty. Life moved on for everyone else. As I grew older, the weight of my past choices only became heavier. I started replaying everything in my head, not as a teenager anymore, but as an adult who finally understood what those actions meant. Things I once brushed off as not that serious now look disturbing, irresponsible, and shameful. I've never been arrested. I've never hurt anyone physically. But for years, I've been living like someone who deserves a sentence. I'm 23 years old, and every day I wake up with the same weight pressing on my chest. Guilt, shame, and regret for the person I used to be. No matter how hard I try to move forward, my teenage years keep pulling me back, replaying in my head like a punishment I can't escape. From the outside, my life looks normal. But inside, I constantly question myself. What kind of person was I? What kind of person am I now? And am I even forgivable? It all started when I was around 16 or 17 years old. I began spending most of my time with kids who were younger than me, sometimes by 2 years, sometimes 3, sometimes even 4. We all lived on the same street, so it felt natural at the time. There was nothing dramatic about it, no warning signs, no one telling me to stop. Looking back now, I see it clearly. That was the first wrong step. The moment where my lack of maturity quietly set the stage for everything that followed. When I was 17, I developed feelings for a girl who was only 13. Even writing that sentence makes my stomach turn. At the time, I didn't see it the way I see it now. We had emotional feelings for each other. Nothing physical ever happened, not once. We met in person only twice, and even then it was for no more than 5 minutes each time. But none of that matters anymore, because age doesn't stop being wrong just because nothing physical happens. Back then, my teenage brain tried to justify it. It's only 4 years, I told myself. I compared it to celebrities with large age gaps, completely ignoring the difference between adults and minors. I didn't understand consent. I didn't understand power imbalance. I didn't understand how serious and damaging this actually was. Neither did my friends. We were all young, ignorant, and dangerously confident in our own stupidity.